medium iron today. Wind pretty strong. Ball needs to pitch short of the green. Looks good. Oh, magnificent shot. Oh, will it go in? Yes, it has. What a tremendous start for David Graham. Well, a hole in one.
The British Open, surely the world's greatest championship. The oldest, the most traditional, the most international.
Andreas Oosthuizen from South Africa. Shot of over 200 yards, 210 yards or so.
Beauty.
Every year, brilliant golf.
Is this going in the hole? Oh!
Excitement. Emotion.
He hasn't yet recorded. Come on, sir.
Nostalgia.
Still as keen, but hitting the ball well, but a little more often.
And human drama. And that's how our story of a decade of championships begins. St. Andrews, 1970. Doug Sanders from America. He's never won a major championship.
And so now, this is it, this one, with a left-hand borrow, downhill, on the last green at St. Andrews, to win the Open. Missed it. Yes, certainty. Yes, that's the side you're bound to miss it. And there it is. And there, but for the grace of God.
That miss, like the late Henry Longhurst's commentary, has gone down into the Open legend. For Sanders, it meant a playoff with Jack Nicklaus and defeat. Yes, next day Jack returns 72 for 18 holes, and Doug loses by 1 stroke. For Sanders, it could be his last chance to win. For Nicklaus, it means a second British Open, with more triumphs possibly to come. First, though, other heroes will intrude on the championship's history. At Royal Birkdale, Lancashire, in 1971, Lee Trevino, the Mexican-American, strides ebulliently on stage. He's just won 2 successive national opens, the United States and Canadian, and it looks as though he'll win this 100th British Open as well.
Hurry.
But Trevino isn't the only joker in the pack. From Formosa, the 5'4" Lu Lang Huan. To everyone in Britain, he becomes affectionately Mr. Lu. Suddenly it dawns that he too can win.
I guarantee you, if he wins, we're going to have a lot of fly lice next week.
On the surface, good humor. But deep down, tense drama. Trevino fritters away his own lead from 5 shots to 1. Then Lou drives on to the very edge of a bunker at the last 72nd par 5 hole. The crunch of the championship is at hand.
Now, he risks a wooden club, but he couldn't possibly get up with it. And that must be a tremendous hook. Into or over the crowd somewhere. Lou, in fact, has hit an unfortunate lady spectator right in the temple and knocked her completely out. The man who was actually standing beside her when this happened told me that if it hadn't hit the spectator, Lou's ball would have vanished into some of the thickest rough in Birkdale.
Lucky in a way, perhaps, but a traumatic experience. Brilliantly, Lou manages a birdie 4, but so does Trevino. Thus does Trevino take his 3rd National Open in just 20 days. And still an Asian has never won the British Championship. Next year, Trevino features in an epic at Muirfield, Scotland. Nicholas has won the U.S. Open and Masters. Can he achieve a Grand Slam? Britain's Tony Jacklin climbs to contention too, and so does Trevino.
Very difficult one. Looks like going over the back. And instead of that, it goes straight into the middle of the hole and disappears like a rabbit on the second bounce.
Jacklin and Trevino, partners on this third day, are 5 under par.
All my trouble seems so far away.
And coming to the 18th, Lee's had 4 birdies in a row.
And here's Trevino from the back trying to get down in 2 more for his par.
The incredible Trevino. 5 successive birdies, a 66, 6 under to Jacklin's 5 under. 1 round to go. And now Nicholas, 6 behind, but on the course where he won back in 1966, lets fly and charges. He was level par overnight. But now, 5 under, takes the lead. That's the position as Jack strides down the 11th hole. While in front of him, Trevino and Jacklin, struggling, strive to fight back at the long 9th.
It's his second shot. They can just make it today. Yes, a magnificent one, probably the best seen in the whole championship. An obvious chance for an eagle 3, and up along comes Trevino. And that one's very nearly as good. So it'll be Trevino first. And he's made it. Eagle 3 for Trevino at the 9th. So that's 6 under and back in the lead. Meanwhile, Nicholas has played another wonderful second to the 11th. Just look at that one. But at the same moment, there's Jacklin on the 9th, putting for his eagle. And that's 2 of them on this par 5 9th hole. And the tumultuous shout from 400 or 500 yards away puts Nicholas off and he has to stop and start again.
With 6 birdies in 11 holes, Nicholas is 6 under. Trevino is 6 under. Jacklin at the 14th, 5 under. But now 6 under as well, all 3 tied for the lead. Nicholas at the 16th. Jack is destined to finish in 66, 5 under for the championship. And now the climax. His 2 rivals are 6 under. And at the par 5 17th, Trevino plays like a man blown to bits. After 4 shots, he's over the back of the green. And now Jacklin's 3rd. So now Jacklin has an almost certain par 5. Trevino equally obviously needs to get down in 2 more, but for a 6. It's the sort of miracle Trevino has made appear commonplace in this championship. Never mind. 1 putt would give Jacklin the lead. 2 will keep them level. So, 1 more putt for a par, and to stay tied with just 1 hole to play. Jacklin's tragedy is suddenly complete. For 2 days, he's played bravely against a man with unusual talent and the luck of the devil. But now that last deadly miracle has broken him. And minutes later, Trevino is again the champion. For Jacklin, a trauma with, who knows, perhaps lasting effects. For Trevino, his 2nd British Open in 2 years. And in the championship's history, 1972 is a vintage year. From the east of Scotland now to the west, to Troon, hard by the old Prestwick course where the Open began in 1860, and hard hit by the weather in 1973. This is a championship remembered less for its champion than for an old champion.
Gene Sarazen, who failed to qualify here 50 years ago this week when he was US Open champion. Here goes the postage stamp. Let's watch it.
Sarazen at 71.
And what do you think about that one? 50 years after you failed. Gene Sarazen, the hole-in-one.
Sarazen had won the British Open in 1932. In 1973, though Britain's Neil Cole shoots a last round 66 better than anyone except Nicklaus for joint second, it is most of the time a two-man event. One of those men is America's Tom Weiskopf, in brilliant recent form. And the other is the new United States Open champion, Johnny Miller. In the end, there's to be no double for Miller. And significant and historic victory goes to Weiskopf. Significant because Weiskopf, for once, has matched technique with sound temperament. Historic because he's the first man since 1934 to be the clear leader after every round. Victory puts him among the greats, like Nicklaus. Nicklaus, of course, was one of the big three, with Arnold Palmer, whose halcyon days in the Open were in the 60s, and Gary Player from South Africa, who won in 1959 and 1968. And now it's 1974, Royal Lytham in Lancashire. On the windy second day, Player, who's recently won the Masters, has a brilliant 68. Can either of his nearest challengers beat that? Bobby Cole, also from South Africa? No, not Cole. Peter Oosterhuis from Britain? No, not Oosterhuis. Player is 5 strokes clear. In the third round, he falters, and Cole takes his chance. Cole ties for the lead, then collapses. Player ends the day 3 clear of the field. And in the final round, Oosterhuis is virtually his only rival.
Oh, absolutely stone dead. Beautifully played shot.
Here at the 13th, it seems the British professional will gain 2 shots. Gary's already played 3.
What an absolute killer blow by Player.
Only once now does Player look in any danger, and that's at the 17th.
He's hooked it, and he's not pleased. The one thick bit of rough there, left of the green, plunged into the bank. What a tragedy if this ball was not to be found. Player would go back, virtually a 2-shot penalty. There you can see how deep it is.
Well, help me look for it. This is the hand. Well, get the official to time here. He's in the...
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Let him come and help these fellas.
Perhaps a moment of panic.
Help us look for it, fellas. Come and help us look.
He's only allowed to look, of course, for 5 minutes. But no, sighs of relief. Here it is. Oh, you can almost feel the nerve ends healing.
Yes, the ball is found. The alarm is silenced, and he's got 5 strokes in hand. At the final hole, a touch of controversial unorthodoxy. In circumstances that still cause comment by collectors of curious memories and connoisseurs of the rules. He's so close to the clubhouse wall after 2 shots, he elects to play back left-handed.
Could you just hold it a minute, please?
Player, well ahead of the field, gets it up to within 8 or 9 feet.
Gary Player, the only man to beat par in this windy championship. At the age of 38, he wins his 3rd British Open 15 years after his first. Booster House second, and Nicholas yet again, so near yet so far. The 1975 opens at Carnoustie, and a horde 7,000 strong follow the fates of an 18-hole playoff. Two astonishing outsiders, both 25. Jack Newton from Australia and Tom Watson from the States. The second hole.
It's on line. Is it far enough? Oh, and what a lovely bounce. And what a great start. Look at that. Down to within 3.5, 4 feet at the very, very most.
Watson's 2 up after 3 holes, but Newton comes fighting back.
Well, that looks a certain 4.
Only 1 stroke in it after 5 holes. Now the 6th. All square after 6. Then Newton takes the lead. Then Watson squares. Punch and counterpunch. Rain heightens rather than dampens the drama. They reach the 14th all square, and each has a chance of a birdie 4 if he can get down in 2.
Over the bunk. Oh, what a delightful shot. Cast iron 4. Have at thee, Mr. Watson. And back at thee, Mr. Newton. So would you believe that? Young Tom chips in for an eagle 3 to go 1 ahead.
But not for long. At the short 16th, Watson has hooked his tee shot and is on his way to a bogey 4. Newton needs to get down in 2 from here for his par. Once again, they're level with each other. And still they remain all square coming to the 18th hole of the playoff. For these two rank outsiders, the 90th hole, the climax of 5 rounds of golf. Watson on the green in 2 at this par 4 final hole. Newton in a bunker.
Not lying too badly. Needs to bite. It bit too late. Sand rather wet and heavy with the rain that's been falling. Now Watson must run this up stone dead. Leave the other man to struggle to hold his for a half. Look at that for judgment. Isn't that absolutely marvellous putt from young Tom? 12 or 14 inches away. Interesting to see whether he'll mark or putt. And he decides to putt. Be first, the old boxing adage. And Watson's in for a fine round of 71. Newton with a putt that would tie them again. And if that happens, it's into sudden death. No, it didn't go, and that's that. The 1975 Open champion is Tom Watson.
2 men from a field of 150. And after 5 days, 1 inch between a running ball and the 90th hole has perhaps decided their futures. The opportunity may come but once. One man has failed with 6,000 pounds as consolation. The other, Tom Watson, joins the elite.
Pretty well this year.
In the 1975 Open, even at notorious Carnoustie, the wind didn't really blow. But on Britain's seaside links, it usually does. The Open's always held at the seaside. That and its consequent climatic extremes help make it unique. Well, at a baked Birkdale in 1976, we had the lot. But most of all, baking heat. And a new star. From Spain, Severiano Ballesteros, or in British terms, Ballesteros. For 2 days, this 19-year-old has kept the best at bay, including notably Johnny Miller.
Oh, look at this.
Miller, this third day, had once nosed in front of the boy from Spain. Now at the 16th hole, Miller, 2 behind, still dangerous.
Oh, looks right in.
Miller finishes 3 under for 3 rounds. Also in contention, Nicholas. Graham Marsh, the formidable Australian. Ray Floyd, the U.S. Masters champion. And Britain's Tommy Horton, second shot to the 18th after a huge drive.
Look at that, just a hand and arm shot with an iron.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Beautiful shot.
Horton 1 under par for 3 rounds. But Ballesteros is still 2 strokes clear of the field as they begin the final day. Miller and Ballesteros again play together, and the Spaniard is immediately hacking cavalier-like from the rough.
But catches the bunker. Well, he's done well to get it as far as that. Well, Ballesteros has hit 2 wild hooks in these opening 2 holes, and we'll just have to wait and see whether his swing stands up to the enormous pressure that's going to be put on him by everyone in this field, including his partner, Johnny Miller. This is his second shot to the second hole. That's the sort of pressure this young man is going to get thrown at him for the next 3 or 4 hours.
But today it's Birkdale's infamous par 4 6th hole that threatens to prove decisive. Among its victims, Nicholas.
Playing a 1-iron. It looks to have pushed that away to the right of the green.
Suffering. Very hard.
Go in the trees.
We may never see that again.
No, you asked me how important mine was. We found it. That's about it. Declare it lost.
Lost it is.
What a tragedy for Nicholas.
A double bogey 6.
Coming up behind them on this same notorious 6-hole, Ballesteros and Miller. And again, the young Spanish player in trouble.
It's a bit deep to get that out, doesn't it?
Ballesteros is in the bushes where, or close to the bushes where Nicholas lost his ball a few moments ago. Well, he's very lucky to have any sort of swing at this at all. And he caught the edge of the bunker and gone down into the sand.
And the upshot is that Miller, with a par 4, captures the lead from Ballesteros, who, like Nicholas, takes 6. The pattern is established. The Spaniard clambers like a mountain goat from trouble spot to trouble spot. And Miller? Miller strides on triumphant.
Third shot. Well, what an incredible eagle 3 for Miller. And now Ballesteros is 8 strokes behind.
Miller's a runaway winner. But who'll be second? It looks like Nicholas.
Oh, well, perhaps a little lucky to get the downslope, but that's down to within a couple of feet, and I would say a certain birdie 4 for Nicholas.
Nicholas finishes 3 under par. Ballesteros seems out of it. Level par at the 17th.
Well, he's got a long, long putt here for an eagle 3. Huge putt. Right in for an eagle. Well, isn't that incredible?
Ballesteros suddenly gets back to 2 under, and so to the final green. Miller's on his way to all sorts of records. But first, Ballesteros. 3rd shot at this par 5 hole.
He's got to get that birdie if he's going to tie with Jack Nicklaus, and what a difficult little shot he's got. He's got to chip it between those bunkers with the flag only 6 or 7 yards on the green the other side. And the cheeky lad, he's run it through the middle and played an absolute gem of a stroke. What a great amount of pleasure this young man's given us this week. But now Johnny Miller. Putting for an eagle. This for a 65. Oh, no. But that's a great round for Miller, a 66, equaling Mark James's record set up just an hour or so ago. A total of 279, 9 under par. 6 strokes clear of the field, the largest winning margin since Arnold Palmer's victory at Troon in 1962. Ballesteros with this putt to tie with Jack Nicklaus for 2nd place and to win £5,250. Straight in the middle. What a prospect for the future.
Ballesteros at 19 is the hero. But the world's greatest traditional championship has been won by, on 1976 form, the world's greatest current professional, Johnny Miller, with the lowest winning last round in the Open's history, 66. And now Turnberry, on the Scottish West Coast, 1977, its first Open. The conditions range from sunshine to storm.
Oh. My word, well, the ball's safely on the green, but a long way from the hole. And I don't think they'll be out here much longer if that lightning continues.
On the second day comes a record from the young American Mark Hayes. With a new-look putting style, he sets an all-time championship record. 32 out, 31 in, total 63. But by the end, that will be almost forgotten, because this is to be one of those Opens whose final stages remain indelible. It is dominated by 2 men. One is Tom Watson, the winner 2 years ago. The other is Jack Nicklaus.
Nicklaus fires away with a 2-iron, grimaces at his own power, and right on target.
In the first round, Nicklaus has a 68. So has Watson. In the second round, Nicklaus returns 70. So does Watson. In the third, Watson shoots 65. So does Nicklaus. In the last round, coming to the short 15th, Nicklaus is 1 ahead. He's 10 under. Watson 9 under.
No. That's going left. Could be bunker. Anxiously watching. Oh, it just clears the top of the bunker by a whisker. Stays 5 or 6 feet off the edge of the putting surface. Awkward one. Back for Watson. Now Nicklaus deciding on a 5-iron. On target. Oh, yes. Well, slightly lucky also. Wanted a touch more. It's rolling just onto the very edge of the green, but he's on the putting surface, and Watson off in light rough. All of 18, 20 yards. Well, what can you say about that? What a killer blow from Watson. He really is hammering back at Nicholas. But he steadies himself, as he's done so many times before over the past 20 years. Can he match Watson's birdie? Look at this. Just wanted a little more pace. Well, he gets his par 3, so now they're level. And what a battle this really is becoming. The 17th fairway, this 500-yard par 5, playing very short today. Drive and an iron for these great stars. Both still 10 under par. Watson with a 3-iron. Oh, it's a beautiful looking shot. Oh, just past the pit. Marvellous stroke. That should roll back off the bank. Great shot. Seemed to get that a little heavy. Touched the ground perhaps a fraction early. Will it reach? Short right in the rough. Oh, leaves him a very difficult chip across the corner. He looks rather ruefully at the dried up fairway. That's what he's got to do. 2 strokes ahead with 6 holes to play, now level. And young Watson there striding ahead jauntily, very much in the driving seat. This is a very delicate shot indeed. Nipped it nicely, scuttles down. Brilliantly played shot, but it's going to go, well, couldn't have done any better than that. So within 4 feet of the hole. An awkward shot, played like the maestro he is. But Watson, with not a very long putt from the back of the green for an eagle 3. Gave it a good try. Now Nicholas, with a testing one, a full yard, maybe a touch more. Oh, tragedy for Nicholas. Now, Tom Watson has this putt to have a 1-stroke lead. No mistake about that. The cheers ring out and Jack must be feeling sick. These two have played together now for 2 days and it's the first time Watson's been in front. And what a time to be in front. 18th tee, 431 yards. Dogleg from right to left. Watson playing conservatively with a 1-iron. Bunkers down the left, which are difficult to carry. The gorse on the right if you go too far. That looks to be perfect. Just to the right of the bunker. He's talking gently to it. And skips away into the middle of the fairway. Well, 1 shot ahead and safely down the fairway for Watson. Nicholas has drawn his mighty driver from the bag and he is obviously going to try and carry everything. No, came away from it. And that ball's flying down towards the bushes on the right. He's flown it towards the gorse there. Oh, what a time to hit a drive like that, just when he was hoping for one of his great boomers to carry those bunkers down the left-hand side. He's just a couple of feet or so from the edge of those gorse bushes, not lying very well. He's 1 shot behind. Watson's in the middle of the fairway. So Watson, a 7-iron to an open green. Has he got the right club? Oh, has he got the right club? My word, he's only 18, 20 inches from the hole. What a tremendous battle this young man's had with Jack Nicklaus. Can he get a backswing? Be a miracle if he gets this out, let alone on the green. Smashes it with every sinew in his body. The crowd gallop across. Jack can't see where it's going to finish. It's going towards the front right-hand corner of the green. And in fact, it's on the putting surface. And that, I think, is one of the most powerful, animalistic golf shots I've ever seen. Tom Watson pretty well assured of the first prize of £10,000. 27 years of age. He's almost certain to get a birdie 3. Give him his second round of 65 in 2 days. The record for the last round in an Open Championship is 66, but that's very much in danger. Oh, I wonder what his pulse rate is at this moment. But Nicholas still concentrating as manfully as he's done all day. Now he must hold this, have any hope at all, with Watson just sitting a couple of feet away. Here she comes. Here she comes. And what a moment to hold a putt. Oh, my word. Well, that little tap-in, or what was going to be a little tap-in, 2 putts for it, as Watson must have thought 2 or 3 moments ago, now becomes a real ragged, nerve-ended 20-incher for the championship. I've never seen anything better than this in my life. So this putt for a record-breaking British Open Championship aggregate of 268.
Watson's second British Open Championship, a golfing classic. Will Nicholas ever win another Open? The cynics say no. The 1978 Opens back at St Andrews. Golfers from some 30 countries, and the power coming increasingly from the Asians, and not least the Japanese. Isao Aoki of the strange putting method leads after 1 round and shares that lead after 2. Nakajima, another Japanese, is soon only 1 off the pace. But now, on the 3rd day, he falls a humiliated victim of a famous St Andrews hole.
Nakajima at the 17th, only 1 stroke off the lead, but in the notorious road bunker. Oh, and he's left it in. Would you believe it? That's his 4th shot. He was on the green in 2, putted into the bunker. He's now playing 5. Still not out. That's 6, and it tries, but comes back again. Out for 7, but on his way to a tragic 9.
That's the position as the 4th day dawns. Peter Oosterhuis, trying to become the first British winner since 1969. The wind has swung. It now comes from the west, giving fresh hope to certain of those just off the lead. Nicholas in particular, and possibly others, like the American Tom Kite. The first significant move. Watson slumps from 5 under to 1 under. Nicholas and Kite are the joint leaders. But among those at 2 under, note the name Owen. Simon Owen, playing with Nicholas, a 27-year-old New Zealander. He storms round the loop at the far end of the course, gains 3 strokes on par in 4 holes, and stands 5 under for the first time. But then Nicholas bursts through. He's just birdied the 12th to go 6 under par.
And a new name on the leaderboard here, Raymond Floyd. He's suddenly gone to 4 under.
And still 4 under, playing the final hole.
Floyd's second shot, over the Valley of Sin, gripping down the shaft. Punches a real old Scottish run-up. We haven't seen too many of those. Up she comes. And the very knowledgeable crowd cheer and cheer. That's the way it should be done, laddie. And a chance for a birdie. And who knows, perhaps a chance of the championship. Floyd for a 3. With
swung a little bit, it disappeared, and that's another birdie and a homeward 9 of 31, a round of 68, a total of 283 strokes. That's 5 under par.
But back at the 14th, Simon Owen.
Yes, sir. Ties with Jack Nicklaus for the championship with but 4 holes to play, and Nicklaus manages a wry smile.
Kite has finished his round, tying Floyd for the lead in the clubhouse at 5 under. What a championship this has become.
Oosterhouse just 1 stroke behind the leaders, who are battling away at the 15th. Joint leader, Simon Owen, 3rd shot, par 4, 15th. Pitch and run. And it's in the hole for a birdie 3, and that's 7 under par. Oh, what memories for Nicklaus. 15th hole last year, Tom Watson's cruel blow. 15th hole again, this time Simon Owen. So Nicklaus must hold this long putt to stay tied for the lead. So Nicklaus drops 1 stroke behind with just 3 holes to play. Is practically unknown. New Zealander had to come through the pre-qualifying. Now the Open Championship in his grasp. Meanwhile ahead at the 17th, the hands of Ben Crenshaw. Long, long putt for a birdie 3. What a birdie. The only man to have beaten the road hole. 3 pars and now a birdie. Back at the 16th, and the drama building up for Nicklaus. Only 7, 8 feet from the hole in 2. Simon Owen well over the green. He's a stroke ahead. Oh, what would he give now for another magical chip shot? Awkward one through the umps and the ollers. But Nicklaus lurking right by the hole side. Bumbling it, down she comes, and up the slope, and barely makes it and doesn't, falls back into the hollow. And this could be a swing of at least 2 strokes on this 16th hole. Owen again. No, slides past. No, Owen will take a bogey 5 as Nicklaus prepares for a birdie 3. This to go 7 under par, this for the lead. Never in doubt, and what a moment to get a 3 and how relaxed he looks. Tremendous fight for all the leading places. Nicklaus 7 under, Owen 6. Floyd and Kite in the clubhouse 5 under, Oosterhouse 5 under. Crenshaw here at the 18th, 4 under. Last little shot comes up. Hold, hold, hold. A good chance for a birdie 3. If he gets it, of course, it'd put him 5 under. Aoki no longer in contention. Now Crenshaw's putt for a 3 at the 18th. Beautifully held, finishes with a couple of birdies, 5 under par. Aoki congratulates. Crenshaw finishes 3 under.
Back at the 17th, Nicklaus safely on in 2.
Owen from the wrong side of the fairway. And it's over and skipping towards the wall. And that could be the end of Simon Owen.
And so it proved. He's on his way to a bogey 5, leaving Jack 2 strokes clear of the field with 1 hole to play. In front of record crowds, the old championship record was beaten here even before this 4th round began. the formality of the final putt. .69, 7 under par for 4 rounds. That's his 15th major championship as a professional, and his 3rd British Open, his 2nd at St. Andrews. This is the man of 38 they said might be past winning. And in 1979, when the cold and wind rage over Royal Lytham, Nicklaus is still in there chipping. But again, the world's best are after his title. For one, Ballesteros.
And he whips that 9-iron through from a very awkward spot. It's on line. Look at this one. Could it go in the hole? 4 under par for the 2 rounds. And only one man out on the course who's doing better, and that's Hale Irwin, the United States Open champion. Huge swing from the right. Oh, well, would you believe it? A 68 yesterday and a 68 today. 1-3-6 for 2 rounds. What a way to finish.
Irwin 2 ahead of Ballesteros after 2 rounds, and still 2 ahead after the 3rd. But every man on the leaderboard, and several others, have a chance on the final day. On the first tee, Ballesteros.
Level par, 2 behind Irwin. And a very nice, safe opening shot. Outside chance for a 2.
On the tee, Hale Irwin.
Twice US Open champion. On line, is it enough? Pitch is short and doesn't get a bounce forward. A long way from the hole. Irwin, in fact, was actually 3 strokes ahead going into the final round of the American Open Championship last month, and very nearly let it slip away under the pressure of the final few holes. Steady, steady. Oh, good speed, good pace, well judged. Should get his par 3. Now Ballesteros for a 2. And yes, what a beautiful way to start the final round.
For Irwin, it's an omen, because today his chance is to crumble away. And the challenge to Ballesteros' lead comes from another pair. Roger Davis, an Australian, is at one stage the outright leader, then blows up with a double bogey. But Ben Crenshaw, his American playing companion, has been closing fast.
Crenshaw, 1 off the lead at the 13th. And will it? It does. So now Crenshaw takes a share of the lead as well, and the plot thickens.
And those two still the leaders as Crenshaw reaches the 17th.
Crenshaw, I suppose, must be favourite, because he's nearing the end of his round, whereas Ballesteros is just about to enter Lytham's tigerish finish. He is at the 13th, 339 yards. He might well have driven the green, but in fact he just caught the back of a bunker up the right, flashed it out of the sand. Marvellous shot, which spins off the green just to the edge of the fairway, some 12 yards from the hole. Irwin fading a little now, 2 over par. Ballesteros needing to get down in 2 to stay level with par and with Crenshaw. Gives it a bump up the slope. Oh, and the young matador is absolutely delighted. And why not? Against all the odds, he takes the outright lead yet again and can't wait to get to the next hole. But here's Crenshaw, just off the fairway to the right of the 17th. This hole, 453 yards. And it was here that Bobby Jones, the great American amateur, clinched his victory in the Open Championship in 1926. A difficult second shot, but Crenshaw only 1 stroke behind with only 2 holes left to play, and Ballesteros has 5. Crenshaw forcing an iron from the rough, and he pulls it round left, and that was not a good spot to go at all. And Crenshaw faced with a very awkward 3rd shot indeed. Just look at that ball, almost level with his knees. Has he given it enough? No, he hasn't, and he's caught the bunker short of the green. He was pitching that at least 20 yards short of where he would have liked to have done, and disaster staring him in the face. That's his fourth shot, and he's played a pretty good one, about 6 feet or so away from the hole, and that's going to be a crucial shot for Crenshaw. He must hold that to only drop 1 stroke to par. No, and that's a 2 over par 6. So once again, this 17th hole has taken its toll. Crenshaw, who was looking very much a potential champion, goes sadly to the 18th, having dropped 2 strokes.
But the great Nicholas is beginning to press Ballesteros now as well.
If he can hold this one, who knows what might happen. And has he done it? Oh, would you believe it? And if that first one had gone in, Nicholas would have got within 1 stroke of Ballesteros.
The Spaniard's driving is aggressive, devil-may-care, and inaccurate. Time after time, he faces disaster, then recovers audaciously.
Wonderful touch from Ballesteros and great nerve. And he remains level par and still the leader by 2 strokes. That's the position as Ballesteros drives this blind tee shot from the 16th. Oh, he gives it a tremendous clatter, and that's going miles to the right. Some 60 or 70 yards to the right of this fairway. Well, I do believe he's away off there and found a car park. Well, now, anything could happen. Crenshaw, who's safely in the clubhouse, could still win. This man could win. Nicholas's second shot to the final green, and needs a good one. No, short on line and caught the bunker. Nicholas 2 over, and in the bunker, Ballesteros in a car park.
So you have a free drop, and you also have we play the line of sight rule.
Yeah.
Well, Seve a little fortunate there off that wayward tee shot. It's still a difficult shot though, across the green, across the bunkers, with the wind whipping from the left. Ballesteros with a very lofted club. And it's a good one. He's got it onto the putting surface. The gods are smiling on this young man today. He's been rather wayward and got away with it all so far. 2 putts from here to remain 2 ahead. And he only needs 1. Well, the golfing gods really are with the smiling Spaniard today. Meanwhile, back at the 72nd hole, Mark James, young British golfer, had a very good open indeed. Oh, would you believe it? And that's the way to finish in front of the packed stands. 73 for James, a total of 287. That's 3 over par, and almost certain to take 4th place. Very good stuff from Mark James. Now Nicholas for a 4. Oh, well holds her. A round of 72, 286, 2 over par, and ties with Ben Crenshaw.
But no one can beat this young man.
Ballesteros' 3rd shot. And what a finish, what a grandstand finish yet again from the young Spanish wizard.
Here's a victory illogical because the Spaniard was consistently offline from the tee, brilliant because of his recoveries, and historic because he's the first Spaniard to win and the first Continental since 1907.
Yes, there it is. 1 under par, 283, and a remarkable victory.
And Ballesteros is only 22. And so the Open enters the 80s. The 1980 events at Muirfield, and the world's greatest players threaten its reputation. This to equal the Open 18-hole record of 63.
8 under par, 63 for Aoki. Just look at those crowds. Nearly 132,000 people have attended Muirfield this week. And now they salute their champion, Tom Watson.
A brilliant landslide victory in varying weather. 13 under par. Here's a man who's already won 3 Opens in Britain, and he's still only 30. A disturbing thought for all other golfers as the Open Championship enters another decade, bigger, better, and greater than any time in its history.